Welcome to this channel. In this video, we are going to talk about engineering in society, that is CENG 291. You may have heard about engineering in society or even CENG 291, but you may not know what it entails. So I'll urge you to watch all the videos in the playlist for you to get yourself equipped with whatever you are being required to do. So in this video, I'm going to talk about this whole playlist will talk about what CENG 291 is about. We'll talk about the problem identification process. So how you are going to go through the whole process of CENG, as well as how you are going to put up your report. I'll also talk about the basic font size, style, alignment, and other formatting techniques you need to know during the process where you put up your report. So now let's talk about the general overview of CENG. What is CENG even about? So what's a CENG? So basically CENG 291 is the course code, but the name of the course is Engineering in Society. And this course is taken by every second year engineering student at K University. So the fact that you're an engineering student at K University, it is mandatory for you to take up this course in your second year first semester. Although the course is a second year first semester course, it usually begins during the long vacation. That's after your first year second semester. That's when this course begins. Let me talk about the course structure, then you understand why I'm talking about this. So the course structure, so the whole CENG 291, that's the engineering in society, has a stage, or let's say part of it is the report writing stage. You have the presentation stage, you have the lecture stage, and you have the examination stage. So usually the reports writing stage is what begins during the vacation. So you are being tasked to undergo a project where you identify a problem in your community and you solve the problem. By solving the problem, I do not mean that you go ahead and solve the problem in the community, but you put up into writing how you identify the problem and how you solve the problem. Now, after doing this, a deadline and other exams short quizzes will be you'll be tasked with all those, probably online or something. But this is what the report writing stage talks about. You identify the problem, then you solve the problem, and you put it up into writing. Now, after you have done, when school resumes, that's your second year first semester, you are going to have a presentation, basically what people call defense. You are going to defend whatever you've written or whatever you put up in your report. You are going to defend that. So you are going to meet a panel, then you are going to defend that. Now you're also going to have your normal lectures and you're going to have your normal examination. But mind you, some departments do not consider mid-semester examination, just the end of semester examination. So for like some department like the geological engineering department, they do not write mid-semester examination. They only write end of semester examination, because the report writing and the defense is actually factored in, or is being replaced by the end of mid-semester examination. So they consider that instead of the mid-semester. So find out whether your department considers mid-semester examination. But you're going to have your normal lectures, attendance is compulsory, and all that. So meaning that in the report writing stage, which begins during the period where you're a prospective second year, that's when you're going to put up your report. So you're going to identify a problem, then you solve the problem. And the problem must be in relation to your field of study. So the course equips students with problem-solving techniques based on their field of study. So if you're a geological engineer, the problem you're going to identify should be geological related. If you are civil related, petroleum related, agric engineering related, industrial engineering related, it should be in relation to your field of study, right? So you are not going to say, let's say you're a geological engineer and you are solving a problem related to industrial. No, your whole thing will be rejected. So it should be in relation to your field of study. So by now, you know your field of study, you know the disciplines in your field, you know what your course entails. So you can go ahead and solve a problem in that regard. Now, the stages involved in the whole process. So in the whole process, that's the report writing stage. You are going to first of all identify a problem. So you identify a problem based on your field of study. So you are using the present societal issues to obtain topic for your CENG. So the problem you are going to identify will be the topic for your report. So let's say in my community, for instance, if I'm a geological engineer, in my community, there's going to be so many societal issues. Let's say there's going to be flooding, governments being abandoned projects, there's going to be lightning issues, there's going to be water related issues, galamsey issues, poor road networks, poor drainage. There are a whole lot, even teenage pregnancy and all that are all societal issues. But the issue I'm going to talk about should be engineering issues and my field related. So although there are so many issues, I'm going to take an issue that's basically related to my field. Right. So I'm not going to talk about any. So that issue I'm going to talk about should also be the most pressing issue, the most challenging issue in your community. Now, also there is it entails the results and discussion stage. So detailed explanation on how problem was identified and the literature review of problem stated. Also, it talks about the problem overview. So in the results and discussion is basically going to talk about how you identify the problem. What are some of the things you did? Did you share questionnaire? Did you go do online quizzes? Did you go out to speak to people? How did you identify the problem? What's the problem about and everything? So what are the causes of the problem? What are the effects of the problem? What's the problem? How is the problem? What's the nature of the problem you've identified? Then I am going to provide engineering based solutions where you are going to, so this is where you are going to solve the problem, and the solutions must also be engineering and your field related. So how are you going to use your field of study to solve the problem? Now, finally, you are going to provide a conclusion and a recommendation. So, providing the necessary conclusion and recommendation. So, you're going to talk about after everything. I'm going to talk about the fact that how you recommend, or you're going to provide recommendations in solving the problem. Now, the project report. Let's talk about the project report as well. So, the report structure. What's the report about? So in the report, you have a cover page, an acknowledgement, table of contents, introduction, materials and research methodology, results and discussion, program of study and its discipline, solution to the problem, conclusion, recommendation and references, and an appendix. This is basically how the report structure is. Other departments may have other, let's say, reporting structure, but this is the general report structure for the CENG 291 project. You can check every sample you may have received. This is the general report structure. So yes, you first of all have to identify your problem, which will be the topic for discussion. So you're going to go through several ways where you are going to identify the problem. So in identify the problem, you can share questionnaires. You can share questionnaires. You can have informal sessions where you go out and talk to people, ask them what are the issues. So you put all these things into writing. You are going to collect data. So basically, you are going to collect data about the challenging issues in your community. Then you are going to sort those challenges out. So I'm going to take you through all this, the report structure, how you are going to write your report, each stage. So I'll urge you to subscribe to the channel, hit on the notification bar as well, and like this video, and go ahead and watch all the videos in the playlist. See you in the next video.